Hi people, TS here. Welcome back to Living Blessed TV. Just doing my preview on our upcoming Premier League game against Manchester United. Of course, Man United going through in the Champions League after an excellent comeback, I must say, against PSG. I know there's a lot of debates around their penalty, which was given via VAR. That aside, they put in a great performance, and they're going to be motivated to come and get another victory at the Emirates after they beat us at the Emirates earlier in the season in the FA Cup. Ourselves, a terrible night in Rennes. 10 men or not, we shouldn't be losing games like that. And it wasn't a good performance whatsoever from the lads. And I've seen the video of where some of the fans criticised them in the airport on the way back, and some people agree with it, some people don't. I can see some people's argument for it, that these people they spend their money to travel and whatnot, and it just simply wasn't good enough. Some people might think it's harsh, but hopefully the players take that as a kick up the arse to say, right, we're going to make up for it against Man United on Sunday, and put in a good performance and get a win, which would be ideal for us, bearing in mind now that if we win this game, this is really our last, in a sense, big game, our last game against another team in the top six for the end of the season, and this game, winning it, would really push our hopes for finishing that top four forward. Of course, the Europa League is our only other avenue, and we've got an uphill battle in that to do next week. Although I do think we will do it, we do have an uphill battle to do in that. So I think we definitely need to go out there and win this game. I think the players will bounce back relatively well. I think the fact that we'll have the likes of Lacazette available for this game also. I think we'll actually get a win. I think we'll actually win the game by 2-1. Some people might think I'm crazy. Some might say, oh, Solskaer, he's got his thing up and running. Man United is rejuvenated, which is true, they are. And, between now and the end of the season, you'll probably hear that he's going to stay there permanently, because I don't see why they'd bring in another manager now, to be honest with you. He's, the players seem happy with him. Even the fans, everyone seems happy with them at the moment. So they're in a good space, but I feel that, bearing in mind we've got such a big game to bounce back from the defeat against Rennes, I think we'll bounce back relatively quickly, and I think we'll put in a good performance, and I think we'll actually, like I said, get a 2-1 win. It's not going to be easy. We're going to have to defend properly. The likes of Sokratis is not going to be able to make these silly errors like he did to get himself sent off against Rennes. We're going to have to be more solid in the midfield. Bearing in mind the likes of Torreira is suspended. It will be interesting to see how we get on. Obviously, I want us to win, and I am actually expecting us to get the win. So bearing that in mind, I'm going to get straight into my starting 11. In goal, Leno. It's obvious he's the first choice goalkeeper. That is one of the easier decisions. Sticking with a back four, that's what I would go with. Who knows what Emery's going to go with for this game? I think he'd probably go with a back four again. But for me, back four, right back, I'm going to stick with Mustafi at right back. I think it's probably the better position for him than playing at centre half at present. Even in the Rennes game, we got an opportunity where he had a shot in the box. It just went wide of the post. But we need him to have a similar sort of performance to the one he did at Wembley last week. If we get that, other than the one mistake which led to the penalty, if we get that, hopefully, it should be a good game for him. The two centre halves, Sokratis and Koscielny. Again, I want a similar sort of performance to the one they had last weekend against Spurs. And, in front of the home crowd, really get the fans behind him, really get the fans becoming the 12th men. Mainly Sokratis celebrating tackles like he's just won the World Cup. That's the sort of stuff we want to see from him. And, if we can get a good performance from the two of them, then surely we should be somewhat solidified in defence. At left back, I'm going to go with Monreal. I believe he'll stay in there for this game. the one thing I didn't like from the Rennes game, and it's happened a couple of times this season, is that at any particular moment we can look like we're about to score a goal and then get countered and, get and concede a goal. Like, it was 2-1, Monreal's far up the pitch. I don't know why someone didn't say, we'll take the 2-1 defeat, whatnot, bring it back to Emirates. But, next thing, they counter us, they score. It happened against Brighton earlier in the season. And, a lot of these things, I think, depending on how the league pans out for us in terms of the top four, come the end of the season, we may be looking at some of these fixtures earlier in the season and saying, well, the draw there wasn't good enough, or losing there wasn't good enough, etc. But, back to the matter, I think Monreal is going to be he's the better of the two left backs defensively, so I'm going to put him in there for this game. In the middle of the park, I'm going to stick with Xhaka and Guendouzi. Of course, Torreira's suspended from this game, and if one of those two players, are not pulling their weight, or one's on the yellow card, or one gets injured, interesting to see what Unai Emery does. Personally, the one player I'd like to see get thrown in that middle of the park, if need be, would be Maitland. Niles. He's been playing makeshift left back, right back. He's probably played central midfield once this season, and when he did play there, he looked really well there. And it'd be good for him to get an opportunity there. But as my starting two, I'd go with Xhaka and Guendouzi. Guendouzi can't have none of this sloppy mistakes of passes. I think he's been a great signing. That is one the mistakes is definitely something he needs to cut out of his game. But at the same time, I wonder how much fans would be as patient with him if it was, Joe Willock or Ainsley Maitland-Niles doing those sort of mistakes in the middle of the park. But that's nothing to take away from Guendouzi. Hopefully he has a good game, and him and Xhaka do a job in the middle of the park. Just in front of them in that number 10 role, gonna go with Mesut Özil. I'm gonna need a masterclass from him. I think he's definitely good enough to start this game and do a job. A lot of people saying that probably Emery will go with Ramsey. Who knows? I personally would start Özil in this game, and hopefully he can put a stamp on this game and make an impact, which is what we want to see from him. Playing off the left hand side, I'm going to go with Iwobi. Was quite disappointed when he came off against Rennes. He looked relatively well in that game, and hopefully he puts in another good performance in this game. Hopefully he can even get himself an assist or on the score sheet, and silence some of these critics that seem to criticise everything he does. I think that would be good for him. So I'm going to go for Iwobi off the left hand side. Off the right hand side, I'm going to go with Mkhitaryan. Had to resort to playing at right back for more or less a whole half and a bit against Rennes, and he did what he could there. But we know his best thing is going forward, and he's been in good form of recent, and one can only hope that he continues that, and especially in this game against Man United, where his form wasn't so great, and really silence some of their fans would be definitely great for him to do. And then of course up top, I'm going to go with Lacazette. Obviously he's suspended in the Europa League for the 2 games against Rennes, so I expect him to start this game. Of course, the likes of Aubameyang will probably come off the bench and feature a bit, depending on how the game's going. But I expect Lacazette to start. And Lacazette's another player that from the Tottenham game, he had some chances which he should have taken easy peasy, and he didn't. And this is a game for him to revive himself and show that he's recovered from it, and he's back to himself. But yeah, that's all from me. That's the starting 11. That's the team I'd go with. Of course, let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on this, your score prediction, your starting 11. And of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.